Hey everybody, Nick here. As we kick off this new year, I wanted to talk about a couple things. First, I want to say a quick thank you, and second, I want to talk about the future of Dice Versa. So first of all, a huge thank you to everybody who's watched the show, especially if you've left a like or a comment or shared the show or just hung out with us on the Discord server. We really are super appreciative of all of the kind words and enthusiasm that you guys have shown us over the years. This project really did start as a passion project, and while the passion is definitely still there, it is a ton of work. And if it wasn't for all of you, we probably would have stopped working on the show a little while ago. As some of you know, we hit a bit of a rough patch back around episodes 26 and 27, and it became really hard to focus on the show and dedicate the time necessary to make the show what it is. And we probably would have stopped working on the show around then if it wasn't for all of you motivating us with your kind words and asking us when the next episode was coming out and all of that. So thank you so much for motivating us and pushing us through that hard time, and especially for sticking with us while we figured out how to keep working on the show despite all the stuff that was going on in our personal lives. We really wouldn't be here without you, so honestly, truly, thank you so much. Okay, now for the reason why everybody's actually watching this video, the future of Dice Versa. We're fully committed to finishing Against the Aon throne this year, and we really want to stick to our one episode per month release cadence. So that works out to Against the Aon throne taking us through most, if not all, of 2026. That being said, we're currently recording the last handful of sessions right now, so I'm expecting us to finish playing the adventure sometime around March. Once we finish playing the adventure, we're going to dedicate as much time as we possibly can to just finishing producing the episodes and getting those out as quickly as possible. So there is a small chance that we might be able to get out more than one episode per month, especially later episodes, but I'm not going to commit to that until we get further through the production and get a better sense of how that's all going. But as we reach the end of the campaign, that also begs the question of, what are we doing next? That's a question that we've gotten from all of you quite frequently, basically since we started making the show, and it's something that we've actually been able to sit down and talk about and think about internally as well. So first of all, we learned a ton from producing Against the Aon throne. Most importantly, we learned that even these short adventure paths take us quite a while to get through with our production style. Even if we hadn't hit those speed bumps around episodes 26 and 27, it still would have probably taken us about 4 years to get through this 3-book adventure path, and that's quite a while. So, for Campaign 2, and there is going to be a Campaign 2, we're going with something even shorter so that we can get through the production quicker, avoid those long production breaks, and hopefully just keep the momentum up through the entire series. Now, we're not really sure when Campaign 2 is going to start releasing. We haven't even started prepping the adventure, much less playing it, and we still need to do a lot of pre-production. Tony still needs to make character art for all of the new characters, and we're switching to Foundry Virtual Tabletop, so there's going to be a bit of a learning curve and more setup that we need to do to get all of that squared away. So it's safe to say that Campaign 2 probably isn't going to start until after Against the Aon throne finishes. That being said, there is a small chance that if we can get way ahead of everything, that we can start releasing it a little bit earlier than planned, but again, I'm not going to commit to anything until we get further along through our production to get a better idea of how all of that is going. But now I'm guessing you're asking, what is Campaign 2? Well, drumroll please. We're going to be playing Heroes of the Borderlands using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition 2024 rule set. Now, I know some of you probably aren't super stoked to hear that we're playing 5th edition, and I get it. 4 out of 5 actual plays are running 5th edition, so why are we doing it? Well, the truth is that Dice Versa is at a bit of a make or break point right now, and we need to do everything that we can to help the show grow as much as possible. And the fact of the matter is, 5th edition just has the biggest audience. We're also picking an adventure that we think is going to appeal to the most players possible. Heroes of the Borderlands is an intro adventure, so it will be useful for new players who want to see how the game is played, or who want to see more experienced players go through the starter adventure. And it's also based on an old adventure from D&D Basic, so veteran players can watch the show and appreciate it through a lens of nostalgia, or to see what's changed in the new version. What we do after Heroes of the Borderlands is kind of up to you guys. And that brings me to the most important part of this video. We've been working on this show really hard for the last 5 years, and we've done almost all of it out of passion for the idea and dedication to the audience. But it's a ton of work, and I'll be frank, I do about 95% of that work. And some exciting news, I'm expecting my first child to be born this year, which is really awesome and exciting and a little bit scary, but I am certain that my free time is going to be severely reduced when that happens. And I know that I will not be able to work on this show at the same capacity that I have been without some serious help from all of you. So we're creating some concrete membership goals that we need to hit if we're going to keep the show going after Heroes of the Borderlands. As I mentioned, we're fully committed to finishing Against the Aon Throne and Heroes of the Borderlands, so that gives us at least a year to hit these goals, and I think that the first one is pretty reasonable. If we can hit 100 members, we can keep the show going at its 1 episode per month cadence. That's the minimum that we need to keep the show alive after we finish Heroes of the Borderlands. If we can get to 500 members, we can start pushing towards releasing 2 episodes per month, which will let us get through campaigns significantly faster and play more adventures and new game systems even quicker. Now, this last one is a bit of a stretch, but if we can hit 1,000 members, we can start working on making the show bigger. We could start having things like simultaneous productions where we have the main campaign and then we sprinkle in one-shots every now and then that explore side stories or try out new game systems. We could also start having on guest players or doing collaborations with other channels. But as I said, that is a bit of a stretch, and our main priority is hitting that first 100 membership goal that will let us keep the show going after we finish Heroes of the Borderlands. So for those of you who want to see us get back to Starfinder, or try out Pathfinder, or any other system for that matter, memberships are how you get us there. So if you love the show and you want to see it continue into 2027 and beyond, please head to shop.diceversa.net/give and sign up for a membership. Signing up for a membership will get you access to perks like your name in the episode credits, commentary and deleted scenes for every episode, ad-free episodes if you're not a YouTube Premium member, early access to episodes, and discounts on merch in our shop. And we have multiple membership tiers ranging all the way from $3 per month all the way up to $100 per month. Now, I don't actually expect anybody to do the $100 a month tier, but I would be very happy if somebody proved me wrong. Another way you can support the show is by buying merch from the shop. You could get a hat like this one, which also comes in purple, or you could get a mug like this one, or you could buy one of the other items from the shop, like if you want a dragonkin coming out of your butt, you could get the Uko Thong. I don't actually expect anybody to get the Uko Thong either, but I would find it very funny if you did. Or, if you don't want a membership and you don't want to buy any merch, you can also send us a one-time donation through that same link. We appreciate all forms of support, and everything goes towards keeping Dice Versa running, but memberships are what we really need to keep Dice Versa alive in the long term. We'll be sure to post updates in the community tab of the channel and in our Discord server so that you all can keep up with the progress of these goals as we go. But the sooner that you can support, the better off we'll be, because if we can meet these goals quickly, we can start planning for Campaign 3 sooner. But no matter what happens, even if we don't hit that 100 member minimum that we need to keep the show going, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching, for sharing, for commenting, and just for caring about this show at all. The team and I are really looking forward to 2026. We are very excited to finally finish Against the Aon Throne and to start something new with Heroes of the Borderlands. And if we can meet these goals, then we can keep the show going after that. We can keep improving, we can keep exploring new games and new systems, and we can keep making this weird, unique little project that we started so many years ago now. So thank you all again for all of your support. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the next episode.